Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jyoti Prakash. Now let's get into the video. First of all, let's look into Bank Nifty 1-day candle chart. After that, we will going to look into 15-minute candle for any trade. But before finding any trade, we need to look into what the market is heading towards, where market is heading towards, what market is going to do next. Like if you identify the trend, then it will be helpful for us to identify any trade. Okay. Now let's look into 1-day candle chart. Here you can see that market. Yesterday closed, so today market opens gap up and it opens above the Bank Nifty all-time high, and after that it shows some negative movement and it trades around 17,000, 41,780 or 800 around level. If tomorrow market continuously goes down and if it closes below say 41,650, then you can expect some selling pressure here because it is the higher side of that zone, and you can set our target to that zone's high, which will be 41,550. But if market tomorrow opens around 41,800 or 41,750, and if it did not go below 41,650, then you can expect some buying pressure here. And if it shows any positive movement, then you will going to take it for buying, and your target will be round level 42,000. And now let's look into 15-minute candle, where we're going to take trade if it is opens gap up, and if it's open gap down, and if it's open flat. Now let's look into Bank Nifty 15-minute candle. So you can see that Bank Nifty almost goes sideways and it closes around that lower level, which is 14,700. If market tomorrow opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 14,650, as I said, you can expect some selling pressure here, and target will be 14,500 first. Next target you can set to 41,415 to 41,370. But let's assume markets opens gap down, and it opens around 41,400, and if it shows any positive movement there, you can expect some buying pressure here, because you can see that market continuously goes up from here, and tomorrow is expiry. If it opens here, then and if it shows any positive movement, then you can expect some good buying movement here until 41,700. After that, it may shows negative movement, but if it opens gap down and it shows any positive movement, then we will going to take trade for buying. Let's assume that if it's open gap down and shows any negative scenario there, and if it closes below 14,000 round, 14,400 round level, and you will going to take trade for selling, and your target will be 14,300 first. Second target you can set to 40,200 to 14,200 to 14,100. So your target will be, if it closes below 14,000, your first target will be 14,300. Second target is 14,200. Third target you can set to 14,100. Let's assume markets opens gap down. If it opens gap down, then why it also maybe opens gap up, like it opens above 41,950, or if it opens above 42,000 round level, and if it shows any positive movement by closing above 42,000 round level, then we can expect some buying pressure here, and target will be 40,350 to 40,400, and we can expect some good buying movement here, because 42,000 is also a resistance level as per our psychology, and if it closes above that, and it also roundable, and if it closes above that, then we can expect some buying pressure there. And if it opens around opens a gap up above around 41,950 or 42,000, and if it shows any negative scenario in 5 minutes or 15 minutes, then we can expect some selling pressure there, and our target we can set to 41,755, and next target will be 14,700. Okay. Now let's look into Bank Nifty components. Here you can see that in HDFC Bank, market trades above 1500 round level, and it trades around 1508. And tomorrow, if market opens gap up, and if it closes above 1515, then you can expect some buying pressure there. And if it closes above that higher level, which is 1517, we can set our target to 1525. Second target we can set to 1530. But let's assume market opens gap down or flat, and if it closes below 1505 round level, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your small target will be round level 1500, and if it closes below that, then you can set your next target to 1490. Now let's look into ICICI Bank. In ICICI Bank, you can see that ICICI Bank also played with us, because played with our emotion, because you can see that it opens gap up, and it opens around for 920, and it did not close above that. It shows negative movement from there, And tomorrow we can also expect some continuation here. If it's opens gap down or opens flat and it continuously go down, and if it closes below 910, then we can expect some selling pressure here, and our target will be 905 first. Second target we can set to round level 900. But let's assume it's open gap up and it closes above 915, then you can expect some buying pressure here. But we need to wait until it closes above round level 920. After it closes above 920, then you can expect some buying pressure until 925 to 934. Okay. Now let's look into SBI Bank. Here you can see that in SBI Bank, market opens above 620 round level, and after that it shows negative movement here, because you can see that almost for 3 to 4 days market continuously opens gap up and it continuously goes above. So I also told you that if it opens above around 620 and it shows any negative movement there, they can expect some selling pressure here. And also today also happens. And tomorrow you can also take continuation trade. If it opens flat and it closes below 615 round level, then you can set your target to 610 and next target will be 607. But it needs to closes below 615. After that, we will go into take trade for selling. Let's assume it's open gap up and it closes above 620 or 22. Then you can expect some good buying moment here, and you can set your target to 630. But hope for the best. If it opens gap up and continuously goes up, then you can take trade for buying. And if it opens flat or open gap down, then you can expect some selling pressure there. Okay. Now let's look into Kotak Bank. Here you can see that Kotak Bank opens gap up and it trades around that candle which is made on Monday. And if tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 1890 round level, then we can expect some selling pressure here, and our target will be round level 1880 first. Second target we can set to 1870. But let's assume that if it's opens gap up and if it closes above 1895, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and our target will be high of that candle, which is 1910. But if it opens gap up and closes above 1910 in 5 or 15 minutes, then also you can expect some buying pressure here, because you can see that market continuously get resistance from that level, which is around 1910. If it closes above that, then those sellers who sells Kotak Bank will get out of the trade by hitting their stop loss. Then we can expect some positive movement from there. Now let's look into Axis Bank. Here you can see that Axis Bank trades around that zone. It did not close above that, neither it shows any negative movement there. If tomorrow markets opens flat or opens a gap up, and if it closes above higher level, which is 1880, and if it closes above that, then we can expect some buying pressure here, and target we can set to almost for 1890 to 1892. But let's assume it opens a gap down and it closes below 1865 or 1866. Then you can expect some selling pressure there, and our target will be round level 1860 first, 800, not 1800, and next target we can set to 850. And now let's look into our last bank, which is IndusInd Bank. Here you can see that IndusInd Bank plays with our emotion. It opens a gap up and it opens a gap up and continuously goes up until 1172, and you can also see that in 15-minute candle it opens around 1160. Here you can see that after that it shows some positive movement here, because it closes above that resistance zone, but it came down after that. So you can expect some selling pressure here if it opens flat and opens gap down, and if it closes below 1142, then you can expect some selling pressure there, and we can set our target to 1142, 1125. Okay. And let's assume it opens gap up and closes above 1160. Then we can expect some buying pressure here, and our first target will be 1172 first. Next target we can set to 1180. And that's it for today, guys. If you like the video, subscribe my channel and share it. And bye bye, everyone.